You just ran smack dab into WSO YouTube channel. How you doing today? It's January 8th, 2017, as you can see here. So what I'm showing you is a corroboration of the photographs that we had yesterday. One on the right is from Kentucky. The one on the left is from somewhere in the Midwest. Again, what's interesting about these is the similarity of this object, or I don't know what it is, honestly. But here's one fascinating theory that I wanted to present to you and just wonder about, right? Is it possible that we're looking at the sun in these pictures specifically, that we all, in this, by the way, in this community, we talk a lot about a sun simulator. Go look at some of our past episodes and you'll see what I mean. But anyway, I'm wondering if there's a possibility that this is the real sun versus the thought sun. Maybe this is the real sun, maybe this is the sun simulator kind of thing. But anyway, still very interesting footage, guys, don't you think? Just incredibly interesting how we've gotten these corroborating photos of this very strange thing over the sun, right? Well, here's another one that will blow your mind. This came from my good friend Christine. Hey, Christine. Christine sent me this shot from Core 2. If you don't know what Core 2 is a satellite system that the United States put up into orbit just opposite of the Earth. So, in other words, the Earth is on the other side of the sun here, and it's looking at the sun from the opposite side of the sun, basically. Okay, and these are pictures that we get from this spacecraft. Anybody that's been in Nibiru Planet X community, people that have been looking at this for a long time, really know Core 2. But check this out. Not necessarily all these different things going on and all this weird stuff. It's this huge orb right here that I'm more interested in, because we've gotten so many corroborating photographs of it, including this one, right? And again, it's just another interesting thing. Next thing I want to take you to is the ISS space station. This is from this morning. And as you can see, we've got that, again, corroborating huge. That's not a lens flare. These are actually reflections here. Look, let's take a look. And as this thing gets higher, right, you can start to see that there's this light source and a second light source, apparently, right? And then, boom, on comes the sun simulator, and then you aren't going to see nothing, okay? And that, guys, is why one of the reasons they have the sun simulator out there. I think there's a couple purposes for the sun simulator. One of the reasons is to hide stuff in space. But I think really the main one is because I think the world leaders knew that we were going to go into the solar minimum as a result of all these different things, i.e. the sun would get sick, and that in order to maintain food production, things like that, I think the white hats said, yes, go ahead and build it. But the black hats are using it in very nefarious ways. Just like many things, we got to stop thinking of things as black and white. We got to start thinking of things as people getting manipulated, you know what I mean? Good people, bad people. I don't think that everybody in government is evil. I don't think everybody that works on even these projects are evil. I just think that the people that are at the top are the ones that really know the picture, and they're not necessarily our friends, right? Which brings up a question. Do you ever sit down and think about, in the conspiracy world, we talk about specially compartmented information, we talk about special access projects, we talk about all that. And when I was in the military, I had an SCI, SBI clearance. And what that means is if I had a need to know, and if I had the proper clearance, I could see information that was interesting, okay? But it would be compartmentalized. In other words, I would never see the whole picture. I would only see my little teeny part of that picture, depending on what my job was and what I had to do, right? Well, we've got all these people that have specially compartmented access, but yet, who knows the whole picture? Do you ever think about that? There's even suggestions that the president himself doesn't know the whole picture. We're going to talk about more of that later. Anyway, check out this. Just an interesting little thing there. And then here's an excellent shot. This is professional photography here, you guys. Look at this. Just bizarre cloud formations. But Kaylee, who's one of our really good photographers, has kind of figured out her own method of refraction photography, caught the big green thing again above the sun, and in that weird position, and these weird Fresnel lenses, strange hexagons, etc. And then when you go close in on it, you can actually see texture. Tell me that a lens flare has texture like that, and I'll say you're either stupid or you're a liar. Hey, Star Miller. Star Miller got us these pictures from the ISS today. very interesting red, kind of a red blast of energy before it went away. And then finally, this was from that drone footage yesterday, you guys. This is that very intense, weird drone footage yesterday. We didn't talk about it. We just showed it. But guys, as I blow in on it, I mean, what can you say about that, right? So between this, the Core 2 imagery, the ISS imagery, and ground-based photography, it would seem that we have what we would call a corroborated idea of what might be up there. Steve Olson, WSO.
Is there such a thing as planet Nibiru, also known as Planet X? And will it really collide with Earth and kill us all in October? I think it's time for a little investigation, don't you? Hey guys, Bill here. You know, over the last couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of email from you guys about this planet Nibiru, which apparently is headed our way and could cause some kind of apocalypse as early as this October. Now, I know a lot of you guys are really concerned about this because a lot of the emails are, is the world going to end? You know, is this it? Is it all over? Well, guess what? I've decided that the only person who could lead us through this story is our space, UFO, and alien expert, Mr. Robert Kiviat. How you doing today, Robert?
I'm good, Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, I haven't seen you since Puerto Rico, and you know, it's still reverberating. You know, all the things we did down there in Puerto Rico. I hope you guys have watched this video. If you haven't, Bob and I did a 4-part series investigating a UFO in Puerto Rico. So I'm going to be leaving the link to it right down here in the description box, so you can hop over and check that out. Now let's get back to this, because Bob, one of the guys who I've really been talking to is Kuhan Starlord, and he's brought this thing to my attention. He sent me some articles that I sent you. Tell me what you know about this planet Nibiru and whether this is the end of the world or not.
Well, Planet Nibiru has been going on as a mystery among conspiracy theorists, Bill, for probably, decades, we're really talking. And really it goes back to the work of a writer who years ago put out the theory that ancient cultures, the Babylonians, the Sumerians, they had reported a planet. They were calling it basically, I guess, Nibiru. And the planet was something that would come into our solar system every 3,600 years. So this planet has been in our, mythos for years. But more recently, people have been going out claiming that they see in the sky the planet, the remnants of it somehow in the distance, whether it be a light, a UFO, even a small little sun. Some people are reporting seeing 2 suns in the sky and taking photographs. The most recent story, though, and why this October apocalypse is being predicted by a Christian religious conspiracy theorist by the name of Mead. He's claiming that one of his colleagues was on a plane recently, 20, 30,000 feet up, and basically took a picture of what looks like a planet, a light, something, though I've not seen the photo he's talking about in the press. So apparently this photograph has stimulated this whole idea that you can visually see this planet Nibiru streaking toward Earth, maybe causing not a direct hit, but maybe a planetary kind of near collision, that the gravitational forces will be so much that the Earth will spin off its axis and everybody will die. Everyone will die.
Let me ask you this: is this planet Nibiru a real planet? I mean, do we have physical evidence that it actually exists?
Well, NASA came out with basically a statement. Researchers did fairly recently, saying they detect there could be another planet or something far off out on the edge of our solar system, creating some kind of gravitational anomalies. So is evidence that there might be some kind of planet out there, but nothing streaking toward Earth, nothing on any way a collision course or damage to Earth or anything like that, just as an anomaly that there may well be some other planet or planetoid or some kind of thing out there that we're not really sure yet what it might be. But there's a lot of research into that right now. So
okay, so let me know what you think, Bob. Should people cancel their Christmas plans? Is the end of the world coming in October, or is it not? Is this real or fake?
This would be fake, Bill. There's no, I would say, zero chance, and maybe even less than zero chance, that there's any kind of scare here to be concerned about. I would say, though, that constantly people are bringing up these end-of-the-world scenarios based on this alleged Planet X. It's happened so often. All anyone has to do is go to the internet, put in the amount of times this kind of thing has been brought up, and I think you'll rest pretty easy that it's another boy who cried wolf, Nibiru story.
Okay. All right. So there you have it, kids. If you have a Christmas wish list that you were going to send to Santa, but now you were thinking, maybe I shouldn't send it after all because, hey, I won't even be here to get the presents. I think it's okay to go ahead, write that letter, and send it out. Hey, Bob, I want to thank you for your great insight today on this strange, weird story that popped up. And I'll be seeing you again right back here on another special edition of Real or Fake. Take care, Bob.
Sure, Bill. Take care.
Okay, well, there you have it. Mr. Robert Kiviat, always on top of anything that has to do with space or aliens or UFOs. And I'm so glad we have him helping us out here on this channel. But hey, did you know that Bob has his very own YouTube channel? It's called Mystified. And if you want to take a look at it, I'm going to be leaving a card for it right up here. And I'm also going to be leaving a link down in the description box so you can hop over there and see all of his amazing videos. I urge you to do it because he's really great. So that's it for today, and I'll be seeing you again real soon. Take care.